Hey, how's everyone going today? Torvald here with something a little different than the Abyss. I know most of my videos are usually Abyssal related, but I wanted to get this out there to maybe help answer some questions and show y'all how to set up planetary interaction, what you can do with it, how it works and whatnot. I've got my own production chain going here. I've got a whole line of stuff that I'm producing. Most notably, I'm producing robotics. Very important component in EVE Online, only comes from planetary interaction. You can see here robotics are they're used to produce a lot of Tech 2 stuff. So that's what I wanted to focus on because I know I can sell it and I know it's always going to be moving. So there's 4 base materials here that you need to build robotics, and I have those 4 here, and I have my whole production chain set up in a way that each of my characters are producing something different, but at the same time they're kind of following the same goal. For example, along with robotics, I'm also producing some other stuff such as guidance systems, and I'm using robotics and condensates to build higher. I won't go too much into that. I want this video to be more basic and about the baseline, how to set it up, and what you need to do. But you can see here I got my 4 materials. These 4 get turned into robotics through the production chain, and it requires an equal amount of each of the 4. And you can see here my numbers are way off. I've got almost 1,000,000 chiral structures, and then I have less than 100,000 toxic metals. And I realized after I set my production chain up that I went through and I focused way too heavily on chiral structures because I thought that would be my bottleneck. And you can see it kind of got out of hand. Reactive metals also is another one. I've got way too much of that. I have adjusted my chain a little bit. So today I'm going to be focusing on getting precious metals because I've kind of been letting that one go, and I've noticed my precious metals stock has been going down and my toxic metals has been growing. So right now I'm going to build a barren planet and show you how to set that up. That way I can get this production chain more in line. I usually I have about 2 materials per planet, and I don't like to micromanage it that much. I like to set it and let it go, but then when I notice numbers that are this different, that's when I really like to step in and be like, all right, time to readjust my stuff here. So here I have my barren command center and my cargo hold. I'm going to set up a barren planet, and I'm going to focus on precious metals. I've already adjusted my chain. I've been reducing the amount of chiral structures that I'm pulling out and increasing the amount of toxic metals. So now I'm going to use this video to focus on precious metals and pull some of that out of the ground. One of the things I really enjoy about planetary production, now it's called, it's all done in real time while you're offline. So you can just undock here and I can set it up right here. You don't have to warp anywhere. You just have to have the planetary command center corresponding to the planet you want. So here I've got a barren command center. Just go to the system list, go down to the planet you want. I know I want barren. I've already got all my stuff planned out. So this is the planet I want. You just right click it, view in planet view. And here you go. This is the planet. It's pretty barren, as the name suggests. So I want noble metals because I know those are used to produce precious metals, which you can see there when you hover over what they produce. So here we got noble metals, and I'm looking for the concentration. So here I've got this saturation all the way down. So like right here, it looks like this planet's full of it, but really it's not a good accurate representation. I kind of like to put it right here. And as I look around this planet, I can see, all right, there's a good little concentration right here. There's a little bit there. But seeing how this is the only hot spot, I want to focus on this. I want to get this good stuff. I like to keep all my stuff in the same system, so I'm not really going to venture out and look for better planets. And I've got the other 2 barrens in this system already covered. So I've picked my spot. This is where I want to go. I want to drop a command center, which is in my cargo hold while I'm undocked. I want to drop it right here. And as I drop it, I'm going to go through and I want to upgrade it to the maximum level. I have Command Center 5, so I can upgrade it to, was that level 6? Yeah, I can upgrade it to level 6 for 6.3 mil. Boom. I now have just colonized this planet. I have a structure down here. Let me pull out a little bit more ISK just to be safe. I have this planet. You can see it's now on my planetary production list right here, but no industrial activity. So now you need to go through and set up your chain here. So I use the same basic setup, same exact setup for everything I do. It helps. This actually helps a lot if you set your mouse DPI to the lowest setting. if you like to organize them in a certain way. If if your mouse is on a high setting, any little flick of the wrist will just throw that thing all over the place. So lowest setting, I use right there. I put my launch pad. You can see as I put stuff, the power load and CPU, it adds up. It's just like ship fitting, really. So there's my launch pad. Here's my storage facility. Put them right next to each other. Try and line them up nicely. And then I want 2 extractor control units. These are the items these are the facilities that actually pull this stuff out of the ground and that you'll actually set. As soon as I can get it down. There we go. All right, got 2 of those. And then I like to do 3 basic industrial facilities surrounding my spaceport. Having a little bit of trouble here, but let's drop those there. And there's the last one. So there's my same basic setup. Now, before you hit submit, here's a good idea. Go ahead and just link them all. You just have to hold control, click one, and then you can see your little cursor goes into this style. That means you're creating links. You need to link all this stuff. That way it can transport things between themselves. So there we go. We got all of our facilities down, but everything's red. Nothing's happening. This is a dormant facility, dormant operation here. So now you got to go through and set up your extractor heads. Here you have my 2 extractor control units. Click on that, install extraction program. You get this little menu, and this will show you all the things you have. Here's the extractor heads, all the things that are available. I'm going for precious metals, so I want that right there. And you can see the scannable area comes back. Here's program duration. That's pretty important, depending on how active you want to be with this. Me, I'm very hands off. I like to set stuff for a week and not touch it again for a while. It's nice and easy. My schedule works. There's so many different ways you can do planetary interaction, and everybody's way is the best. Okay? Just know that. Everybody does it better. If you do it one way, someone does it better. So I'm going to go ahead and set this. I like doing 6 days. Somewhere in the 6-day range. 6 days, 22 hours. There we go. And now you install your extractor heads, and you can see power load, CPU is going up as I install those. So I'm going to install the maximum amount on this one, and you can see there's negative 67%. That basically means your extractor heads are overlapping, and they're basically making themselves less efficient. So you want to make sure none of these are touching, otherwise you're losing material. So you just want to spread them out around the concentrated area. And then you can see the numbers as I move these around. That's a good example of like how much you can get. You can see like right here, I'm getting 196, 197. If I move it out here, I'm getting like 60, 70. So you can kind of see the difference in numbers there. But I want it all around this concentrated area right here. Again, you can spend however long you want on this. Me, I'm not scraping every penny out of this. This is not that important for me to put that much time into. Sorry, I just did that. It's like habit. I didn't even explain. Let me explain with this one what I just did. So set my extractor, 6 days, 20 something hours, noble metals, and then I want to make this. I'm probably just going to do that many because I feel like I'm going to need another extractor head to keep up with all this, or another production facility to keep up with all this material. So I'm going to stick with this right here, do the exact same thing I just did, spread them out, not let any overlapping happen. All right, so here you've got them all spread out. Now I'll explain it now that I'm actually not in autopilot mode. So I've got all these set. I've got the time, start extraction. Now, you're not done once you hit start extraction. You can see right here it says not routed. Go away. You can see right here it says not routed. What you got to do, so you got your first install extraction program, your second one right here, products. Boom, this is what is getting pulled out of the ground. This is the quantity and all that, and it says not routed. So what you want to do, double click that, send it to your storage facility. And what that does is sets an automatic, every time material's pulled out, it gets sent to your storage structure. The way I have this set up, so I have my 2 extractor units here. They're pulling all the material out, sending it to the storage structure. Great, right? Cool, everything's good. There's no red there. Now to bring this stuff into play. The storage structure is basically a buffer, so all the material feeds into there, and then I have these right here, these basic industrial facilities. These produce the T1 materials. So right here, precious metals, double click that. You're saying, hey, I want you to create 20 precious metals, and then you click on the launch pad, and you just routed it. So right there, you just got to do that with all your facilities. And now you can see right here, I have all these facilities set to make precious metals, and they're all routed to the spaceport or launch pad. But you got to give them input materials. And so that's where you go to your storage your storage facility here. You go to routes and you can see all the incoming materials. So here's the incoming material from these extraction units. All you have to do right here, click on one of these, create route, double click on a facility. You just got to do that with all of them. And you can see it's creating that outgoing route. Now I have 3,000 or 3,000 numbers going out. Create route, click on that, and boom, there we go. Now this is all set up. There is nothing more you need to do. That's all there is. Basically what just happened here, I set up the extraction nodes, put the heads out there. I have them auto routed to the storage facility, and then I have these basic industrial facilities pulling from the storage facility, creating the material, and then routing it to this space pad right here. And you can see right here the route. So you've got 20 precious metals incoming, and you got these noble metals that are transiting from the storage facility to that. This is it. That is all you need to do to set up. It is really easy. And now in 6 days, all I have to do is come back here and reset this. And I can actually show you with these other planets here. So this is a new planet. I'm going to leave this alone for 6 days, come back, and there'll be a lot of goodies here in this. I'll show you another planet. Let's see how much material we have. All right, perfect. Actually, let's check out a lava planet. Let's get a different change. Ooh, that one's ugly. Let's get a change of scenery here. Okay, these are, man, all the cool spots are over there. All right, anyway, so here's a planet that's farther down the line. You can see I added another extraction unit. I actually need to take that out because you can see these are all waiting on materials. So what I need to do is move the heads around. But basically in 6 days, whenever you come back and look at this, that planet I just set up, when I come back and look at that planet in 6 days, I will see that these are almost done. So you can see time remaining 1 day. So what I need to do once a week, log on to this character, click on this planet, go here to this extraction node, click on that. And then all you have to do is stop and then start. Go to the other one, same thing, stop and then start. And hit submit. Do not forget submit. Every time you do stuff, you got to hit submit. It's like writing a Word document. If you don't hit save, you'll lose all your stuff. But now you can see time remaining 6 days. Boom. I just reset that. That is all there is to it. Now, if I had more time on my hands during my daily routine where I wanted to sit here and micromanage this, like for this facility right here, you can see that I had a day remaining and this buffer is empty. So what I like to do, I'm going to go through and delete this third one right here. Submit that, and I want to look at the extractor heads. Now I know I need heavy metals, so I have 3 slots right here, and I can't reset it for another 20 seconds because I just made a change. It's got like a minute timer. But you can see how there's no material being fed to these, which means I need more out of my extractor heads. I need these things to be pulling out more, and so here in a second, once this is ready. Any moment now. Let's see. We got 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. Boom. Now I can stop this and I can edit it. So now that I have more power load and CPU load from deleting that one facility right there, I can install a couple more extractor heads and then move those around to where I want them. You can see that there's better resource concentrations elsewhere. And this is where I kind of screwed myself in the beginning of my production setup. I focused way too much on chiral structures, and look at all these hot spots I missed for toxic metals. So hit start on that and then submit. You don't have to route again. Once you route, you're good to go. But now we should see more materials going in there, more the buffer filling up more. So aside from resetting your extractor units and just adjusting the chain as needed, another one of the weekly tasks you have to do is go around and pick up all the materials, and it's really easy. Use the epithal as the planetary commodities holding it. 63,000 M3, really awesome. This is the easy part. Easy part unless you're getting aggressively hunted. So I've had some people chase around my epithal, but it's simple. So undock, right click the planet you want to go to, warp at 0 to the customs office, access the customs office. And here you have how you transport stuff or how you move stuff around from space to planet. You can see here, there's this little drop down. This is the launch pad. If you have additional facilities, you'll see it down here if you have more than one launch pad. So right now this launch pad has this stuff right here, water and reactive metals. So what you want to do, drag it and drop. And an important thing to note, you can see that there's this transfer cost down here. There is a tax associated with transporting materials back and forth. 10% seems to be the average. If you're in an alliance or a corp that owns the customs office, you shouldn't be paying more than 5%. If you're paying 10% and your corp or alliance owns it, they are ripping you off and just trying to take your money. So yeah, look at that when you're looking at customs office, when you're looking at setting up your stuff. If you're looking to expand your space, if you're looking to like settle down, you want to own the customs office because planetary interaction is very important. So you got that transfer cost. I've got the materials dragged over here, and you just have to hit transfer. And there you go. The money comes out of the wallet. The materials right here. I am at the customs office at 0, right here on top of it. So now I've got my my planetary interaction hold right here, planetary commodities hold. So you just drag the materials to your ship, and there you go. Now, the cool thing is, this is really safe in the sense that if someone were to catch me right here, if I weren't paying attention, or if they just got really lucky and something landed on me at the same time, your planetary interaction material is safe. So right here, you can just drag it back to your customs office and let them kill your epithel, and you're all good. It is like this fit total. I've got like 4 million ISK in it, 5 million ISK in it. That's it. So what I like to do when I'm doing these routes, warp to the customs office and then just align to whatever you want to warp to, and leaving your materials right there. And as you're aligning, once you get to that 75% mark, I got a Higgs on this, drag this stuff over and then warp to the station. Unless you're jumping gates and you have to move system to system for your planetary production, the only thing that should be at risk is your ship, or if for some reason you have more than 35,000 M3 and you can't store it all here, but then you can drag it to the launch pad there. But that is basically it. That's showing transporting and whatnot. But yeah, every week I'll go through and I'll check all of these planets. I'll reset their extractors. I'll go down the line, reset all their extractors. And then if there's enough material for me to go get it, I will do the same thing to all the planets. I'll usually warp between the planets. For this video, I'm just going back to station just to show you. But I'll go start down the line, go to this planet, pick up its material, go to this planet, pick up its material. And then same thing, if you get attacked at any one of those customs office, you just drag all this material and drop it in the customs office, and you let them have their epithel kill. And I don't have a production planet, so I'll accumulate all this material, and it will it'll gather up. As you saw earlier, it'll gather up, and I'll be able to draw from that to build my robotics. I have a planet. I don't have it on this character. This is one of my extracting characters. But one of my planets, on my other characters, they'll have a production planet producing robotics. So I'll take 4 of the basic materials: chiral structures, toxic metals, reactive metals, and precious metals, drop them on this planet, and from there it'll produce robotics. And this is all done like without any of your, all I had to do, everything you saw right now is everything I have to do. The setup is the longest part, and that took me like 3 or 4 minutes, or however long the video just took. And then going through and resetting all the extractors, pretty easy. Going through and doing the pickup. I mean, daily maintenance per character shouldn't be more than 10 minutes. Hopping on a character, resetting the nodes, going and picking everything up, and then if you have a production planet, you just got to combine it all. So when I'm building, or when I'm setting up to build robotics, whenever I have a character that's building robotics, I'll go here and with my setup, I'll just pull an equal amount of each one of these. My magic number is 24,000 because I have 4 launch pads, and each launch pad has a set of production facilities, and I'll put 6,000 of each of these base materials into each one of those 4 launch pads. And then I'll come through and pick up 900 robotics. So 24,000 of each of these over a couple days. Each one of these 4 over a couple days produces 900 robotics. And I'll go through and pick that up. Right here, I'm accumulating. I've got a whole production chain set up. But this is planetary production. Incredible passive income. Take advantage of it. It works while you're offline. It's an incredible part of EVE. It's really cool to kind of manage your planets and, you know, depending on how much you want to dive into it, whether you want to be like me, completely hands off, or if you want to be, you know, every day moving those extraction nodes, because the hotspots do move. They are not static. They do move around. So you can be like completely 100% planetary production master and move those every day. I don't do that. I like things the way they are. Yeah, and I just gather up these materials, and over time, as I accumulate them, I'll just make one big pile to transport, and I'll send those to Jita. And here's everything I produce. But yeah, this is planetary production, guys. Take advantage of it. Skills you'll need, obviously the planetary production skills. I don't know why I didn't go over this in the beginning of the video. Probably pretty important to mention right here, but here's the planetary production skills that you'll need. Command center upgrades level 5 and interplanetary consolidation 5 is important. If you don't want to dive into that hard, you can get 3 or 4 on each of those and still be producing stuff and have money being made while you're offline. If you have any questions at all, please ask me just in the comments below. I'm pretty good with answering those. If you have any questions, if you want to know more or anything like that, I'm more than happy to help. You can also get at me in game at Torvald Urus. So yeah, hopefully this has helped you, answered any questions, showed you how easy it is. Get out there, make some money, extract goodies off of planets, and have fun, guys. And I will see y'all later.